Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dr. Palki Talks. I'm your host, Dr. Palki, and today we are diving into a super interesting topic that's becoming more and more popular: laser hair reduction. Whether you're tired of constantly shaving, waxing, or just want a more permanent solution, laser hair removal might be the way to go. But with so many options out there, how do you know what's best for you? Don't worry, that's exactly what I'm going to cover today. We'll talk about the different types of lasers, how it actually works, the things you should know before you start, how many sessions you'll need, potential side effects, and some post care tips to make sure you get the best results. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the details of this game changing treatment. Alright, before we get into the different types of lasers, let's first talk about how laser hair removal actually works. So, what happens during a session? Well, lasers emit highly contracted light that's absorbed by the melanin in your hair. The pigment of your hair absorbs this light, and that light turns into heat, which damages the hair follicle. This damage makes it harder for the follicle to produce hair, and over time, it can even stop hair growth altogether. The laser targets the root of the hair while leaving the surrounding skin unharmed. That's why laser hair removal is so effective. It focuses only on the hair follicle itself to prevent hair growing permanently. Now let's talk about the types of lasers you'll encounter in hair removal treatments. There are a few different ones, and each one of it has its own strength and best use cases. Number first is Alexandrite laser. This is one of the most common used laser for lighter skin tones. It's fast, effective, and works really well on dark hair. The Alexandrite laser, or Alex, has a shorter wavelength, which means it can cover a lot of surface area quickly, making it ideal for larger areas like legs and back. It can also target the fine peach fuzz or brown hair. The second one is diode laser. Now, diode laser is a versatile laser and works on a wide range of skin tones. Whether you have a fine skin or medium to dark skin, this laser can be effective. It's especially great for thicker and coarser hair, and it's one of those lasers which are extremely prevalent in India. The third one is Nd:YAG laser. If you have darker skin tone, the Nd:YAG laser is often the best choice. The laser works well for melanin-rich skin and is safer than some of the other lasers as it doesn't absorb as much pigment. It's designed to go deeper into the skin and target the hair follicle without causing damage to the surrounding skin. So it's great for people who have brown skin. And the last one is IPL, or intense pulse light. Now technically, IPL is not a true laser. It's a broad spectrum light, but it's still used for hair removal. IPL is a bit more gentle than the other lasers and works by emitting light with multiple wavelengths, targeting the melanin in the hair. It's a good option for people with lighter skin and darker hair, though it might require a bit more sessions compared to the laser. So why should you choose laser hair removal over traditional methods like waxing, shaving, or threading? Let's talk about the benefits. The best benefit is permanent solution. Laser hair removal offers long-term hair reduction. Once you complete your sessions, you'll see permanent results compared to the temporary relief you get with shaving or waxing. Second is less time and hassle. Imagine no more shaving every other day or scheduling regular waxing appointments. Laser hair removal can save you tons of time in the long run. Smooth and irritation-free skin. Unlike waxing, which can cause irritation or ingrown hair, laser hair removal helps reduce those risks, leaving your skin feeling smooth and soft. And it is cost-effective. Though it is an investment upfront, laser hair removal can actually save you money over time, especially when you factor in how much you spend on waxing or shaving products. You might be wondering, how old should you be to start? Typically, the ideal age for laser hair removal is around 16 and older. However, it's not just about the age. It's about your hormone levels. Since hormones play a huge role in the growth, it's best to wait until your hormones level are stabilized. If you have hormonal imbalances like PCOS, you might need additional sessions for optimal results. So how many sessions are we talking about here? On average, you'll need 6 to 8 sessions, spaced a few weeks apart. Here's how it works. For face, the interval is usually 3 to 4 weeks between sessions, And for body, the interval is around 6 weeks. But the time gap increases as your session progresses because your hair growth slows down. Hormonal imbalances can also impact how quickly your hair grows back. So in some cases, you might need additional sessions. And don't worry though, your dermatologist will adjust the treatment based on your progress. Now here's how you can make your sessions even more effective. First thing, avoid waxing, plucking or threading the area before your session. These methods remove the hair from the root and the laser needs the hair to be there to target the follicle. Shaving is fine though, as it only cuts the hair at its surface, leaving the follicle intact for the laser to work. The second most important thing is to be consistent with your sessions. Regular treatments ensure the laser targets the hair follicles throughout their growth cycle, maximizing your results. And lastly, don't skip your appointments. Missing sessions can cause gaps in your treatments, which could affect your results in the long term. There are a few things that can affect how well your laser hair removal works. The first thing is hormones. Hormonal fluctuations can lead to frequent hair growth, especially if you have conditions like PCOS. If that's the case, you might need extra sessions. Being inconsistent with treatments. Make sure you don't skip sessions. Consistency is the key to achieving the best results. Going for low quality technology. Ensure you're getting treated with high quality equipment. Bad technology can lead to the ineffective results. And lastly, untrained technicians. Always go to a licensed professional who's trained in using the equipment. If the person performing your treatment isn't skilled, it could lead to skin damage or ineffective results. Now, before we wrap up, let's quickly touch on before and after care because it's super important for getting the best results. So, before getting the laser, avoid sun exposure for at least a week before your treatment and don't use products like retinoids, scrubs or any harsh exfoliants. And what should you do after getting laser? You might experience redness or mild swelling. That's totally normal and should subside within a few hours. There are some people who might develop small bumps or even acne-like spots. If that happens, don't panic. Just consult your doctor if it doesn't go away after a couple of days. You can also use a mild rash cream for the next 2 to 3 days if necessary. Always apply a moisturizer and a sunscreen to the treated areas to keep the skin hydrated and protected from the sun. And lastly, avoid tight clothing, especially in areas like the bikini line or underarms, to prevent friction that can cause irritation. Remember, if you experience any issues that don't seem normal, reach out to your clinic or a dermatologist. While laser hair removal is generally safe, there are few side effects to be aware of. The first thing is redness or swelling, which is common and should go away in few hours. Skin irritation. Some people do feel that, but it usually fades in few days. Now, there is one thing which is quite common, which are pigmentation changes. So, if you don't use a sunscreen or follow a proper aftercare, you could develop light or dark spots, but they are usually temporary. And if you experience any severe irritation or the issue, consult a professional to make sure everything is okay. Now, who shouldn't get laser hair removal? If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or undergoing cancer treatments, it's best to avoid laser treatments. For breastfeeding mothers, we usually avoid the breast area and the rest of the body is safe to get laser done. But always check with your doctor before proceeding, especially if you have an underlying health conditions or are on a certain medications. Now, a lot of people ask me if it is painful. Well, the discomfort varies from person to person. Some say it feels like a rubber band snapping against your skin. And it's not unbearable, but it's sometimes you'll notice. For more sensitive areas like bikini line or upper lip, it might be a little more uncomfortable, but don't worry. Many clinics offer a cooling device or a numbing cream to help manage the discomfort. One thing which is common is not seeing any results with lasers. So what do you do if you don't see any results? Well, don't panic. If you have been consistent with your sessions and still aren't seeing improvements, then check in with your dermatologist. They might adjust your treatment plan or recommend a different laser or method. Sometimes it just takes a little tweaking to get the best outcome. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about laser hair removal. If you're considering it, I hope this episode gives you all the information you need to make an informed decision. If you found this helpful, Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a review. It really helps the podcast grow. And as always, if you have any questions or ideas for future episodes, feel free to reach out. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you the